Всем привет, дорогие друзья! Сегодня с вами Ксюша, и сегодня мы с вами продолжим проходить Noire. Новое дело, в новом отделе, скажем так. Вот, смотрим, в чем там замес. Любители оригами у нас.
House fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Beat her up so bad. When I found him, I returned the favor.
You're gonna see your married man again?
Straight through the red light. Said she never saw it.
How bad is it?
Я уже даже по наитию знаю, куда нам двигаться к выходу из здания.
Can you drive to this one?
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Хотела как раз это сказать.
Okay, fuck it. Forget I.
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
The new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. The developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
А дом большой, смотрите, был.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Так. Что-то мне не нравится начало.
Do you have a name? Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family. Okay. Anything else? Be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Слушайте, как...
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Слушайте, очень странно, да? Они в какой-то такой позе, как будто молятся. Я вот тоже подумала, типа, а как это так? Типа, все сгорело, да? Опять.
What are they doing?
Prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
Catch all the good ones, Phelps.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt
For the fires?
for his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Так, может, мы дальше тоже дом посмотрим? Может, еще какие-то улики найдем? О, кстати, об уликах. А, нет, тут как лопатка какая-то. Думаю, это к делу особо не относится. Что это? Это я так подумала. Это тоже что-то будет незначительное. Мячик. Так, мячик. А дайте-ка я посмотрю по интуиции. А по интуиции улики есть, кстати. Сейчас я еще немножечко обойду, и потом уже, если не найду, все-таки прибегну. Прибегну к помощи, подсказки. Честно, так плоховато как-то... Так, стоп, что? Плоховато так видно? Мне еще солнце отсвечивает. No. Там подвал? Затопленный подвал.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Но это не важно будет. Так. Так, что там не пройти? Так, давайте сейчас посмотрим по интуиции. Есть. Да ладно, давайте воспользуемся. Ого-сики! И такое ощущение, как будто это здесь. Нет, все-таки не здесь. Все-таки будет где-то что-то наверху еще. А сюда мы можем зайти? Нет, не можем. А, подождите, или эти улики, они на улице похожи? Они... Ну, я не уеду с этого места, пока все не осмотрю.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you...
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
Понятно,
You
что
remember
он
the
хочет.
list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
Так, никаких соседей, я еще не осмотрела.
I haven't done this for years.
I don't think you're full.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
В смысле, какие соседи? Я еще не осмотрела. А, опять Варли. Смотрите, их обслуживал Варли.
Looks like the same model.
Угу. И те же самые нам знакомые лица. Газета. Ну?
How did you get my number, Ira? At first I didn't understand you, but now I do. I'd like you to come back to the clinic. I'm helping other people now, Doctor. I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks. I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together. This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven. Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose. Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the
Помните,
fires,
да.
everything will be beautiful and clean. Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new. I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Помните, да, мы тоже видели как-то заголовок, ну, пару дел назад, когда он, вот этот мужчина, разговаривал с доктором и говорит, типа, вы сказали, что там никого нет, а там были люди. Точно, точно. Я не могу понять, где я что упустила, пропустила. Да, мы не можем. Там я посмотрела. Тут ничего. Что такое, что они там написывают? Что? Нет. Ну где-то же еще улики должны быть. А, кстати, поговорить с ним... Нет, поговорить с ним мы не можем. Думаю, может быть, как улика тоже у нас. На это место мы уже смотрели, но под другим углом. Ну, ребят, я больше не вижу, если честно, улик. Я вроде пробежалась. Ну что, посмотрим. Давайте, ладно, последнюю используем. А, это вообще в другом дворе было. Так, стоп.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
Ну, вообще...
Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere. LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Слушайте, я сейчас подумала, а если вот эти поездки, получается, на курорт организовывает доктор, чтобы его пациент мог устраивать, ну, просто вот эти вот пожары.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Ай, но он явно не говорит правду. Единственное, что я вот не могу понять, это его были бычки или нет? А давайте используем интуицию. Ну так, попробуем. Давайте я уберу ответ, я посмотрю. Да, это не ложь в любом случае. Это либо истина, либо сомнение. Ну, может быть, у него истина такая? Давайте сомнения.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
И опять, либо сомнение, либо ложь. Как его тяжело опрашивать, капец. Вот это, блин. Кого не видели? Нет, впрочем, я не следил. Но это твой А, подождите. Возле. Нет, ты, наверное, следил за ним. Дайте сомнение.
Sure, Mr. Foreman.
Да.
There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, beat up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working
это тот
around
из
here the last few
газет.
days. But that guy had hair.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Дайте-ка я посмотрю, можем мы придавить ему. Повестка на курорт.
Mind if we move
Я
things along a little,
случайно
detective?
нажала. Я
You said someone was
случайно
knocking these
нажала.
houses down.
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Ложь мы ему придавить не можем. Давайте истину. Ой, истину, сомнение, но это явно не истина же.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they were still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Ну, это истина.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Thanks for your time, Mr.
Ничего себе.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Разложить, посмотреть, что там.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Мы уже видели эти плакаты в прошлом деле возле этих домов.
For Elysian
О,
Fields
кстати,
developments.
Монро.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Идемте узнаем адрес, надо будет ехать к этому Монро. Но мне он показался подозрительным еще в прошлой серии. Я тогда еще подумала, не помню, говорила, не говорила, что походу эта листовка оказалась там не не листовка, а вот этот плакат, он прям привлекает внимание, явно не просто
I need an
так.
address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks.
А что
Can you put me
там?
through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Фелпс так
Good.
висит на
Have a
волоске
report on my desk today.
из нашего предыдущего напарника. Я же говорила,
Kelty
блин,
has
что он
warned us off
черт.
over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Так, подождите, куда нам идти? Ну ладно, go тогда на ранчо, а потом мы пойдем к этому Монро. Но мы к нему сходим, ребята, обязательно.
Shame about Chap. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Want to bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches. You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch!
Okay, already. Stand down. That's an order.
To pacify these poor saps.
Come on, then. I'm gonna bust you.
Один есть. Так а чё ты? Подождите. Да давай, возьми этот. Ну, в захват, да.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Да, видно, они хотели купить дом с квартирами, потому что их тут много оказалось.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Ну да.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Сейчас я досмотрю, может еще что-нибудь найдем. А наверх мы подняться не можем. Кстати, смотрите, музыка пропала. Походу, да, все, это все, что мы могли увидеть. Ну, тут только музыка играет. Да, показать все улики, все улики есть. Значит, мы едем. О, даже зачеркнулось. Штаб-квартиру каким-то очень серьезным людям. Наш напарник уже сидит в машине, пока мы там шашкаемся.
You know the way. You can drive. Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
wonder how...
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Нас не пускали, ну.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Блин, вот как будто вот он не врет. Ну, плохо видно, в глаз его не видно совсем. Смотрит на нас, не смотрит. Вот, но я думаю, что тут не все так просто. Давайте на него немножечко надавим.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
А дайте-ка я посмотрю на улики. Так. Поездка на курорт. Морели выиграли поездку на курорт. Как будто врет. Давайте посмотрим, как он на лошадь реагирует. На что давить?
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Ой, ну мне это особо ничего не дало. Он тут либо реклама, да, либо будет показания соседа. Что-то из этого. Ну, если показания соседа, может быть, будет у нас ориентироваться на, видите, на конкретных людей, то, может быть, тогда лучше реклама, потому что в рекламе прям конкретно. Вот выиграй поездку. Давайте рекламу.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to accuse them of murder as well?
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Ну, и что они предлагали? Они предлагали путевки.
I think you're being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to some timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts.
And how exactly do you think you can prove that in a court of law, detective?
Поездка на курорт.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
Знаете, что я думаю? В прошлой серии мы узнали, что те, кто отказывается, им дают поездку на курорт. Если мы обвиним его в отношении конкретной семьи, давайте обвиним. Ладно, окей, будет ошибка, значит ошибка. Давайте, поездка на курорт. Значит, это было сомнение. Надо было на него давить. Нет, мы не финиш еще. Да, значит, надо было на него надавить. Сомнение.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate
Конечно, тут явно ложь.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Все, это явно ложь.
There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for way bills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD.
Блин, жалко только там все-таки надо было выбирать сомнение. Это 100% было сомнение. Блин, ладно, ничего страшного.
My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Сразу на больное давит. Ну, у этого нашего напарника.
Glad to be of help, officers.
Он же об этом сказал, да. Так, подождите, знакомые имена. Дэвид, Майкл, Пол Джонс. Лично я никого из этих людей не знаю, ребят. Вы знаете? Встречались когда-нибудь?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Так, где телефон? Внизу есть.
Did your parents ever ask you to
Your
run
boss
away
is a fine man.
Oh, I wish I could afford that.
Где-то здесь. А, вот вижу телефон.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you.
А, это этот, которого мы в прошлой серии
He was
споймали.
released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL
Это не
shortly.
он. Не он.
Thank you.
Нам нужен другой товарищ, с которым сотрудничает врач. Мы об этом просто пока не знаем. Любимка нашего Фелпса. Это жена там в официантках, нет? Похоже. Чем-то.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. I'll get around to it. She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel about... Save the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy. You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Конечно.
Stay away from Elysian Fields. I should have known that you were playing errand boy. You and your doofus partner. You have been warned. Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company. I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here. Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
А Эльза, это ж типа наша любимка, да?
Yeah, Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Earl. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did, but I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at Cal...
Can you drive to this one?
Так, что там про Келса? Работает с страховщиком, было написано, а дальше что?
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of
take
problem.
a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Ну, конечно.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and pushed him in front of the car? That's probably the mom.
Что нам дают эти патроны?
You should advise the APB. He's clearly armed.
Листовки раздает. Ну да, он же работает.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit! He's seen us.
Cops! Again!
Son of a bitch, he must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in, get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Go ahead, 11K.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units also need assistance on Melrose Avenue. The suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to help securing identified.
Ну да.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Нам его просто типа преследовать? Ай, блин, ты машина стоит, конечно, прям вообще.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Попробуй повредить колесо. А ты чем занимаешься? Давай стреляй.
Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him.
It's no good!
We need to get closer. Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman.
Вот я сразу думала, чтобы он так сделал, но я подъехала вроде бы, а он ничего не делал. Давай, давай. Блин, а там же пассажиры, вообще опасное
The side
положение.
plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here.
Давай, давай.
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Так, где он там сидит? Ну стреляй в него! Ну ты чё? Могли просто скрутить.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. I see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Подходит наш начальник.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe.
Не дождётесь.
What were you thinking, Phelps? Be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Нормально он себя чувствует, этот Фелпс.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Блин.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Don't throw me, man!
Почти идеально, слушайте. Блестяще. Ну, действительно, очень как-то блестяще мы прошли. Возможно, у Чепмана был мотив для, как связь с Монро и Лизи, но сегодня об этом... Ну да, типа, мы, походу, могли его допросить. Ля... Ну, я пыталась, и он там полил что-то в нас. Но все равно блестяще, мы все равно молодцы, ребят. Посмотрим, будут воспоминания или нет. Не, воспоминаний нет, поэтому мы пока приостанавливаемся. Что-то я смотрю, наш Фелпс там нормально устроился, короче, и классно ему. Он счастлив. Вот, вы пишите обязательно, как вам это дело, как вам это расследование, нравится или нет. Вот. А вы же знаете, что вас, я всех очень сильно люблю. Всем пока. И до новых незабываемых детективных встреч, в том числе и в Лос-Анджелесе. Пока.